Hey, this is Dr. C. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to have a little different program. It's going to be based on people from Japan. Now, the people in Japan not only live a little longer, quite a bit longer than we do, but they take care of their elderly much better. And they have developed an exercise program for the Japanese elderly. And so it's not Tai Chi, believe it or not. You can do Tai Chi, but in addition, but there's an exercise program, usually about 10 exercises that the elderly do every day, and they rate better, much better, preventing falls, better mobility, better strength. There may be something to it. And I harken back to 1964. A lot of you are probably you were born back then. Yes, you were. 1964, the Winter Olympics in Japan. And it was a marketing firm they were making pedometers. And so they marketed the pedometers. They called it in Japanese 10,000 steps. No data to support it, but 10,000 steps that you had to take every day for physical health. Well, it caught on, and we're still using that concept today. So let me go through a lot of these exercises now that are done in Japan, and you may be doing them because we incorporate a lot of these into our exercise program already. And so let's follow along, and I'll explain the benefits of each of these as we go through them, okay? Very good. The very first one, you're going to come forward on your chair. You're going to put your hands across your chest. Remember, don't sink back with the pelvis. Pelvis is forward. Remember that. It's not a big movement, but the pelvis is always forward. That keeps nice straight back. You're looking straight ahead. Now, when you take your step up, 1, you're breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's number 1. Why did I choose 10? Because that's a good place to start. Up and down, sit to stand. They aim at reaching 30 times. Right now, I'm very close to that before I poop out. I should get to that, I should hope. But start with 10. Now, obviously, age has something to do with it. Normally, in America, in the United States, they're very strict. My age, 86, I should be able to do 8. Now, that doesn't put me in good physical shape, however. In Japan, like I said, they aim for 30. Sit to stand. Arms, well, I don't care if they're across your chest or out or whatever, but you're not pushing up with your hands. Tighten up that belly muscle, because this is a good exercise for the core, all the way around. Good exercise for the glutes. Remember, they're the stabilizers of the pelvis. So that is number 1. Number 2, we're going to take our band, because I like to use my little props for some of these. This is leg extension. So we're going to start out with the right leg. I'm going to put the foot on the band and hold that leg out. Holding on nice and snug. Now the first thing we're going to do, remember, I always put that pelvis back when I sit. That's because the chairs here in the United States let you do that. You can't do that. probably put a little pad or something in the back so that you keep that pelvis forward. And then eventually you're going to do it without the pad. Okay, so we got the reins now of the horse. We're going to try to touch that knee to the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm doing 10. That's how you start. We're going to aim to get up to 50 of them. Yes, 50. That's the first half. The second half, basically, you go out and then towards the opposite shoulder. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you got to do opposite leg. Leg out, nice and straight. Stretch those hamstrings. Hold the reins, pelvis forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Towards the opposite shoulder now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that is exercise number 2. That's good for strengthening and stretching all of the muscles around the pelvis, around the hips. Very good. Good for stretching the hamstrings, good for the glutes, all those muscles around. Okay, those are the only 2 we do in a sitting position. Some of them we do standing. So let's go on and start with some of our standing exercises. Let's go up, and we're going to use our chair. We use our chair for balance. Use it for balance. At home, you don't have to have a chair. You could use anything, a countertop, whatever. So we've got our chair. We're going to work our way up. The next one, exercise number 3, is heel raise. So we start out about a foot from the chair, up as far as you can on the toes, up as far as you can. You don't have to hold on, or you just hold on with a couple fingers or one finger. Either way, and let it down. You hold it for about the count of 5 and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Now notice what's happening. You're tightening up all those muscles in the back of the leg now, especially the calves, not just the feet, but the calves as well, and down, all the way up. Feel those muscles in the back, all the muscles in the back of the thigh, and even the glutes, and your belly is pulled in. In other words, you're tightening up your core as well. And 5, and up. What you're aiming to do to start out with is 10 of these, holding it for the count of 5. And then down. One more. We're going to do one more. And up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So those are heel raises. Heel raises. Okay. Next one that we're going to do, squats. Now, I don't have a wall in back of me. If you have a wall, you can do wall squats as well. And I'll show you how to do those right after we do the regular squats. Now, this is exercise number 4. And it's divided into 3 parts. The actual one that they recommend is part 1, which is the Sumo stance. You've seen those big fat sumo wrestlers, okay? It's not all fat, but nevertheless, a sumo position goes out quite a ways, and the toes are pointing out. And then they bend their knees, sumo position. And then they hold it for the count of 5. 3, 4, 5, and up. Sumo position. 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. One more. Sumo position. 2, 3, 4, 5. What they're trying to do is to get you down enough so that the thighs are parallel to the floor. See, I'm not down far enough. I can't get down there yet, but that's the proper way to do sumo position. So that's part one of the squats. Part 2, you bring your legs in, but still pointing those toes out. And going to keep our hands across the chest or whatever you want to do. You can even hold on if you want. And then knees go over the toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. That's part 2 of the excuse me, the squats. Part 3 of the squats, you go way down. I can't do that yet, but you got to go way down. So if you can do the first 2 parts, do 10 of each. In other words, 10 sumos, 10 regular squats, and then wall squat. Actually, wall squat is better than that third position way down. Now, what do you do with a wall squat? Let's say that you're up against the wall here, okay? Up against the wall. You're going to come out about a foot. And then you're going to lean against the wall. Lean against the wall. It's a little shaky, but nevertheless, you're leaning against the wall. You can put your hands on if you want. That's fine. The wall is back here now. Wall is back here. Okay? And now you're going to just roll it back down the wall. 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 5. You're going to do 10 of those as well. So the squats then are divided into 3 parts: sumo, regular squat, wall squat. So that is exercise number 4. Let's see. I want to make sure I get that in order so that we keep things all in order. Okay. We're going to now do circles. Now we warm up with circles frequently. The 2 best circles for exercise number 5 are, number 1, back, and then knee circles. I'm going to take this out of the way for a moment so you can see. We're going to do, first of all, our back squats. Squats. I get into the squats. A back circle and hip circle. Back circle, nice and straight, feet about hip width apart, straight ahead, straight ahead. Now you're going to bring your body forward, bring it back, one side, other side. Now we can start doing the circle, forward, side, back, other side, forward, side, back, other side. Now do the opposite direction, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, and side. So that's the low back. Now you can do the knee as well. Knee circles, bending the knees. Now bring the hands up Now we're going to go all the way around. Knee circles, knee circles. You're going to do 10 of the back circles and 10 in the other direction back circle. And now knee circles one direction, knee circles other direction. 4, 5. Now you can't do the knee circles well in a chair, but you certainly can do the back circles in a chair. And then we're going to do those then. I'll show you that as well. You're going to come a little forward on your chair, feet flat on the floor, hands on the knees, pelvis forward, straight back, bring it forward, one side, back, other side, forward, side, back, other side. Now we're going to go opposite direction, forward, side, back, other side, forward, side, back, other side. One more, forward, side, back, other side. Okay, so those are the circles. That's exercise number 5. Back and knee circles. Do 10 of each, 10 of each, and you're aiming to get up to 30 again, eventually, 30 of those as well. Okay, so that's number 5. Number 5. Okay, how about number 6? Good. Now we're going to get into some of the things that we do in a standing position. In standing. And some of these, it may remind you of yoga in a bit, because you do a lot of stretching and twisting with the positions that you get into. So there are 2 basic things that we do. And so let's get up first and get that out of the way. The first, you may remember the warrior poses that we do. One foot goes forward, straight. The other foot goes back, but that's at right angles. And then we bend the knees, and out with the arms. You hold it for a count of 5. 4, 5. Back again. Forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. And back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you can go opposite direction. This foot now is at right angles. This one is out, straight. Bend the knees, and we look over on that side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. And back in. Okay, so that is exercise number 6. Number 6. So, and they call it, let's see what the heck, well, I call it a warrior pose, basically, I guess. But that's number 6. The next one is called a horse stance, number 7, a horse stance. Now, what it is basically is you're going to be sitting in a saddle. Now, how do we sit in a saddle? Well, basically, like this. I got to pull this up so it's a little looser. You're sitting in a saddle. Sitting in a saddle. And hold it for the count of 5. And back up. Sitting in a saddle. And back up. Saddle. Back up. 4. And 5. So they call that a horse pose, because you're sitting in a saddle. So that is number 7. Number 7. the horse. Now we're going to get into a couple of others. The incline push. Incline push. So in order to do that, basically, it's a pushing exercise. And you're pushing with palms out. Now you're pushing, though, at different levels. So you're going to be pushing low, medium, high. So basically, you're going to be pushing, get down and push. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's an inclined push. So that is number 8. Number 8. Now, number 9, I'm going to get over just a little bit more. Number 9, we do a step up. A step up. And so what you do with the step up is you stand nice and straight. You're going to bring this foot over and up. Pull it up and down. Up and down. Up and down. And then you do the other side. Up and down, up and down. And you do 10 of those. 10 of those. That's like a step. So if you have a step in your house, you just step up and lift it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got to do 10 of those. And you're going to work your way up to 30. 30 of those. So the step up is number 9. Now, number 10 is basically a bird dog. So in other words, we do the bird dog as part of, I guess it's not really part of the salutation, sun salutation, but we make it a part of it. So in other words, what you're going to do with a bird dog, you're going to use their sun salutation method. Good. Palms forward, mountain pose, arms come up, arms come down to the sides of the seat. Bang. Back up a little so you're nice and straight. Bring your body over the seat of the chair. Bring it back. Now you're going to take one hand and hold on to the chair. You're going to take the left leg out and the right arm forward. That's a bird dog. Right arm forward, left leg back. And then you're going to switch. You're going to have right leg back, left arm forward. Bird dog. Now you start out, you're going to hold each one for about a count of 5. And you got to start out probably with only 3 of those because it's a little tougher. But then you work your way up and you want to get up to 10 of those, each one, right and left on the bird dog. So that's number 9. Whoa, we're doing pretty well. Number 9. Number 10 is the single leg stance. So we're going to take that chair. At my age, I got to have that chair around. You never know. I don't want to look bad. Let's face it. I don't want to. I want something to hold on to if I get a little tipsy. So we're going to stand on the leg closest to the chair. Here we go. And onto the toe. Now I can feel all the weight now onto the leg. And I just lift that leg up. If I don't have to hold, even better. And you hold it, this time you're going to hold it for at least 15 seconds. And then feel the shift again. Hold it, single leg stance. You're going to hold it for about 15. And then back. So you're going to do that about, if you can hold it, up to 30 seconds. So you're going to try to increase the time that it takes in order to get to that 30 seconds. And then you do that 3 times. So 3 times at 30 seconds. And then you do the other leg. So chair on the opposite side, and we're going to shift. You got to feel that weight shift into there, so it's not an immediate thing. Once you get good at it, sure, you know, they make it look like it's easy as heck, but you got to make sure you're shifting that weight, and then bend that leg up. Bend the leg up. Hold it, and up to at least 15 seconds, but if you can go up to 30, even better. Okay, so those are the 10 exercises that we do. Okay, so the Japanese do have something that's of value, certainly, and certainly the statistics prove it. Their seniors are much better off physically than the seniors in our culture. So those 10 exercises, try to remember them. They're not easy. Some of them are like bird dogs, a little tougher. You got to work at it, but keep working at it, and you'll get to that point. Okay, this is Dr. C. Have a great day.